Dear Nepalese, wake up, please. Wake up and come to the truth, the divine message from true God. Because you are causing a bigger problem than that which you had before. And there is a way that you escape new errors. And for those who maybe not even know who or where or what Nepal is, we can say Nepal lies between India and Tibet. This country is known for its temples, the Himalayan mountains, it includes Mount Everest, and the labyrinthine old town district of the capital, Kathmandu. There are many Hindu and Buddhist shrines. But to you, dear friends, I say your Buddhism is the wrong Buddhism. In the Kathmandu Valley is the Buddhist Swayambhunath temple. It has its own monkey population. It's also a big misunderstanding that they put into the meaning of those monkeys. And there are cremation sites and so forth. I have to say that as an introduction. So if you want to know more about Nepal, but we are here for another reason too. Yes, let me see, a German friend. My God, the technique here. Yeah, that's Muktikama, Om Mani Padme. Muktikama. Dear friends, this is very important for all Nepalese, but maybe for the rest of the world too. Because what happens there, I like to summarize it up, but it's not possible. I have to go deep into it. There is a Gen Z overthrew Nepal government. It's a gaming messenger revolution. Within days, 160,000 Nepalese connected on Discord. They organized protests. They overthrew the government. Really? Do you know who the real rulers are? They laugh about you. But these dear people, the Nepalese, elected a new prime minister. Oh, wonderful. Now everything is okay. It is an instrumentalization of digital platforms. Largely unnoticed by the rest of the world. They did it via internet. It's a generation in Nepal currently writing digital revolution history. Not on Facebook, not on X, not on Discord. Gen Z or Gen Z, as you want to say it, activists, they built their own digital infrastructure within days. And the servers, instead of party headquarters, they have voice chats. They had servers instead of party headquarters. They have voice chats instead of parliamentary debates. And it led to a bloodiest unrest in Nepal in decades. The resignation of the government and an unofficial online election for the transitional government, all documented in real time and publicly accessible. In brief, what happened? After the government banned 26 social media platforms and messaging services such as Facebook, TikTok, Signal, and so forth, the protests escalated nationwide, organized jointly by tens of thousands of Nepalese Gen Z. We would say in German Gen Z, on the Discord platform. Now, according to Reuters news agency, at least 72 people were killed, 72, and More than 2,100 were injured. The interim government, which has since been installed, has declared an official day of mourning for today. I think it was today or a couple of days ago. But let's go to the beginning. We have to go into that to make you understand. You go the wrong path. You walk the wrong path. Nepal, for example, ranks 107th of 180 in Transparency International Corruption Index. Who's number one? What do you think? The Ukraine is number one in corruption, and we give them millions and millions. Okay. Now, Nepal is in a permanent political crisis. Since the end of the monarchy in 2008, all monarchies, I say, are corrupt, satanic, diabolic, adrenochromistic. Just look at King Charles, this fool. Look at this guy whose most important saying was to say to his while he was married to his lover, then, I want to be your tampon. These are the people who rule us. Glory to the Book of Light. Glory to divine message from true God. We will come to it. Now, the who's the prime minister? Sharma Oli. As a prime minister, he saw no choice but to resign. The GNZ, the Gen Z movement, subsequently elected, now listen, interim Prime Minister Sushila Karki on the spot within 3 days. Are you sure you want that? Are you sure you want another human being whom after a while you will say, oh, she's a liar? There are new elections planned for March 2026. Now, why Discord? The Discord platform was originally a social network for gaming scene, dear friends. Now, Discord logic has contributed to the political upheaval in Nepal. It remains to be seen what happens there, dear friend. It remains to be seen. But until then, let me assure you, it's the wrong solution. What I see with you is the wrong solution. Men should not rule over men, and women should not rule over women. You will see, you have another corrupt elite up there. They're just changing faces. You will see it. You see all over the world when a ruler has been, when they don't want him anymore, they put another ruler, and he's as corrupt, because there's a great temptation when man rules over men. Man should not rule over men. So what shall rule? The Book of Light, Book of Books, and Savior of Mankind. I give you then a link for it. A summary of the Book of Light is divine message from the true God, Nirvana. Buddhism as it should be, not as it is in Nepal. As it should be, because most of you, dear Buddhists, you are abusing Buddhism. You are abusing Buddhism. Therefore, listen to the divine message from the true God. I have come to lead you out of the darkness of bondage into the light of liberation, dear Nepalese. You are not your body. You are not your emotions. You are not your mind. You are not your soul, and you are not your spirit. All these are but states of desire. Give them all up. Drop all your desires, all your longings for worldly and even heavenly pleasures. Something greater is waiting. Surrender. Surrender to the true God in you, which is absence of desire. Absence even of desire to put the new human ruler. They point you over and over again. Now you may ask, what is it I desire? God. The answer is you cannot desire something that you already have, that you already are. Then you will ask, if I'm God, why am I not aware of it? The answer is every being is in the beginning covered by desire, which has to be outlived, by desire, by trishna, life after life, until absence of desire is reached. They call it nirvana. That is me, not me. This is the message from a true God. Your true God. Nirvana means outblown, annihilated. This is why most of you Buddhists in Nepal don't understand Buddhism. You are not annihilated or outblown in nirvana. Only what you are not, what your desires are, they are outblown, annihilated. So it says, but only what you are not is annihilated, namely your desires. You are not your desires. Before you can stand in my presence, you have to be purged from, to overcome, to drop all your desires, no matter how many lives it may take you. Dear Buddhists who abuse the message of the Buddha in Nepal. The time has come. I am not one of the different gods of the different religions. These gods, Jehovah, Allah, etc., are but sub-emanations of my first emanation, which is the Christ principle dwelling in all of you. But this Christ is no Christ of the Bible. The Christ, my first emanation, was, is, and shall be for the majority of all life forms or desire units, the closest they can come through my true nature, which is absence of desire. Don't abuse Buddhism anymore in Nepal. You're teaching the wrong lesson. In order to comprehend or to reach the state of absence of desire, you would have first to cast off or to become detached from everything that you are not. And you are not your body, emotion, mind, soul, and spirit. Not even your spirit. Everything that you are aware of as arising and passing away is anatta or anatman, not yourself. Satyam nasti paradharmaha iti maya shrutam. Many of you were successful in that process of detachment, but the final veil, the spirit, they were often unable to liberate themselves from. This is where your Buddhists, your so-called Buddhists, are stuck in the same way than Muslims and Christians. They are stuck in some heaven of religion. This is not yet nirvana. The inability to remove the ultimate illusion created an accumulation of spirit power around me and caused the gods of religion. In the last 2,000 years, only a few humans achieved a state of consciousness higher than that. Only a few became me, who I am, the absence of desires. Though those or two of these liberated beings were Buddha and Jesus, but not the Buddha you are teaching, because you are abusing the message of Buddha. You are abusing it. Don't do that, dear Nepalese. Don't follow the same wrong track and put another human leader up there. She will be as corrupted as the rest that you elect. It's like in Germany, and I speak out of Germany. It's like in America. It's like in England. Like with the monarchies, they are all corrupt, satanic, adrenochromistic. All religions teach, in essence, world renunciation. For instance, Jesus taught nirvana, the absence of desire, but you did not understand him, which is why I now speak and write through one of you, and not anymore in parable, so that you might comprehend the truth, which is complete and absolute desirelessness. Or shun all earthly and heavenly pleasures, and attain instead of their true immortality, which is absence of desire. Dear friends, eternity cannot be achieved by Muslims or by Christians, and not by false Buddhists. There are true Buddhists and false Buddhists. Hinayana, yes. Hinayana, yes. I try to summarize it a little bit. Divine message from a true God, Nirvana. Even the sight of a God itself cannot satisfy you anymore, since you seek true essence, the true God, Nirvana, where no desire can survive. And I say that now, if you want true eternity, you cannot find it in the Bible or in the Quran, because it describes as highest a life in heaven. But heaven is anatta. Heaven is, no matter how many million of years or eons you may be there, it is transient. It is not an appropriate state of being. Jesus never said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This is confirmed by the Jesus Seminar in New York City. They said 80% of the words of Jesus are not from him in the Bible. I, the true God, who speaks through Lanu, reveal to you that no one can save you. You can only save yourself. You can only save yourself. Let me give you an example. No interim prime minister, Sushila Karki, can save you. You can only save yourself. Are you ready for that truth? That you can only save yourself. Are you ready for that? Everybody wants to be saved by somebody else. It's not possible. Divine message from the true God will help you to save yourself. Then you will be assisted by angels, by devas, by other high astral and mental beings, manasarupas, and so forth. I confirm 80% of Jesus' words are not from him. This has been corroborated by 1991 New York Jesus Seminar. He uttered only 20% of all the red marked sayings ascribed to him in the Bible. The rest is pure invention. You cannot desire me, since you already possess me. All you have to do is to let go of your desires, be they physical, emotional, mental, or even spiritual. Be pure, simple, and innocent again, and do not yield anymore to any of your desires, especially while you are still in your physical body. I know that that is difficult, so let's try it step by step to detach from that which you are not. Once nirvana is reached, which is a state of consciousness in you, independent of persons and things, free from all desires, true immortality shall be yours, and shall unveil your true nature with this anupapadika, parentless. Listen here, anupapadika. Let's summarize it a bit. O Lanu, blessed is he who renounces nirvana instead of taking it. That is the message of the true God. But I now, Lanu, speaking for myself, I am pratyeka. I'm pratyeka, pachaka, I'm pratyeka. I go to nirvana. And I don't come back. Now, again, the true God nirvana speaking through me up from now on. When you listen to these words, realize that you are chosen, that you belong to the future race whose forerunners you are, you, the children of light and immortality, attained by desirelessness. Iti mashrutam. Drop all your desires and begin step by step, if there's no other way, with the sexual urges first. They are the most tempting ones. They have soiled the entire world by Mara. By Mara. And they created the Maya. They brought you back into this world and made you either man or a woman, female. But you are neither male nor female. You're not even sexless. Since that is a state of desire, you are the absence of desire. Glory to the book of light. Glory to the book of light. Desire nothing, and I shall provide for you. Abandon all worldly teachings, they are false. Don't, dear Nepalese, don't look for a new worldly leader. There will be new corruption again. The entire world is in the hand of Mara, of Satan, of Shaitan, how you name it. Drop all desires. The greatest wisdom is attained by desirelessness, and the greatest love and compassion imaginable is to teach others how to become desirelessness. The thirst for life brought you into this insane world ruled by insane people, by Satanists, and by scientists, priests, bankers, politicians. Most of them are direct messengers of Satan. And this thirst for life manifests itself as Sakaya Ditti, the inclination to believe our personality be our true essence. How can you believe that? How can you believe that? You think Sushila Karki will save you now? Prime Minister Oli ultimately bowed to the pressure from the streets, accepted digitalist court election, appointed Karki as interim chief. Forget it. Forget it. Come to the book of light, book of books, savior of mankind. We have the thirst for life, is taught here in this book, inclination to doubt that the personality, body, emotion, mind, soul, spirit, is but an attribute and upadhi, not essentially belonging to us. The thirst for life and for the world, for this insane world ruled by insane people, I don't care who it is, manifests itself as inclination to accept salvation from Jesus, God, Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, or anybody else. You can only save yourself, guided by the divine message from the true God. Whenever, now let's get the inclination for the joy provided at contact with object, 5 external senses. Gautama Buddha said, I fear nothing more but the visualization of sense objects. And he was right. When he wanted to overcome, Mara came. When Buddha wanted to attain nirvana under the body, there came Mara and presented for him hundreds of naked women. Because when Buddha was young, he was son of a king. He had 100 women. He had a harem, none older than 18. Oh, what do you think? And they stood in front of him now, tempting him, spreading their legs, saying, "Come, come, O prince." He just smiled and they turned into flowers. Overcome the inclination to get angry. If you can't have it your way, that's the most difficult. I know that. Whenever you have overcome all those inclinations, you have come a step closer to nirvana, and for sure, you have caused for yourself a rebirth in one of the higher light worlds. Because that's the point, you see. You cannot reach in one step. Since 150 billion years, you are into this universe. You have attached yourself so deeply into this material world that one life does not suffice to help you get out of this insane asylum of this criminal world ruled by criminal, politician, banker, priests, monarchs. One life is not enough. But as an interims, now we have to listen. Your interim Prime Minister, Sushila Karki, you think she will solve the problem now? You are interims. You can come interims to a heavenly light world. From there, you can reach nirvana, the end of suffering. Nirvana. Outblown. What is outblown? Listen. They insulted the Nepalese Buddhists, insult the Buddha. Some of them, not all. They're all beautiful, wonderful people. They say Buddha said nirvana is, in nirvana you are outblown. Are you insane? You monks and nuns. Outblown and eradicated is only your desire, not you. How can you insult the Buddha in such a way? Glory to the Book of Light. The first step to nirvana is moral purity, dear friends. And I describe here the true life of the Buddha, not what they invent in all those pseudo-Buddhistic teachings. The four foundations of the teaching, the most excellent truth of suffering, the most excellent truth of the arising of suffering, the most excellent truth of the annihilation of suffering, the most excellent truth of the path leading to the annihilation of suffering. Anguttara Nikaya 10:46, transient, O Lord, are the sense objects subject to change. Hey, I have the most beautiful women in the world. Just Google my name, you get 150 million entries. Lanu, Christian Anders. Google it. But how do they look today? They look like horrible. Because decaying. I'm decaying too. I'm 80 years. I decay a bit slower. How can I become immortal, O Mahachohan? Detach yourself from everything that is mortal and new. And you see here, you see a human being with the husks. Stula Sharira, Prana, Ling Sharira, Kama Rupa, Manas Rupa, Buddhi, and Atman. Each plane after death plane is sevenfold and made of emotion, thoughts, and spiritual aspiration of its inhabitants, be they demons, deceased humans, or angels. Dear friends, study that little book so you can see what happens after death. Study it. What happens at new birth? I tell you, don't wait for Sushila Karki. She will fail. And the new rulers will fail too. Excerpts. We have this book and the huge book of light. You will see it. It is 40 pounds. Huge book. It teaches the after-death states, but here too, in the summary, 33 after-death states, from Niraya to Asuras to Petaloka to Rachana Yoni to Manusa Loka to Chatu Maharajika Deva Tatva Tinsa Deva Tusita Deva. Don't wait. Don't be satisfied with Tushita heavens. The Tusita heavens. They exist. They're the heavens of religion. But they're transient too. One day the angels will go together. Oh, we are transient. Book of Light teaches the highest nirvana. When you leave the world of sense desires, you come to Brahma Parisajadeva, the world of form. Not confused with our forms, but rather with the archetypes of each form. And you come closer and closer and closer, the more you detach, you shed off one body after the other. And you come to the Mahabrahma, Parithabha Deva, Apamana Deva, Abhasara Deva, higher and higher and higher. Then we have a space, infinity of space after death. It depends how detached you are from this world. You cannot just read the little book and say, okay, what else is new? No. We enter now here, for example, the four abodes of the formless worlds, the closest to nirvana. Gautama Buddha attained these higher states and surpassed them. But those, I want to be friendly. Those Buddhists who are still attached, they stick with mainly these planes. But then we come to a sphere of Akashananchaya Tanupagadeva. Wow, that is high. That is high. But this, what is Sandhya Vedayita Nirodha? Sandhya Vedayita Nirodha. This is nirvana. The abolition of perception and sensation, but not the abolition of the one who does not perceive and does not experience sensation anymore. No, he's free from that. He's free from it because all perception and sensation is transient and can cause your fall down into the lowest heavens. And Jesus was only 33 because it is, they say he was 33 because the 33rd plane is the highest. There's no coincidence when you have a similarity. The number 33. The human spine has 33 segments of bone. And when Kundalini has crossed each of them from the lowest to the highest, it leads to enlightenment. And the seventh is also the abode of the 33 gods. It is another hint to the fact that long ago all gods were humans who had all 7 chakras activated with Kundalini crossing all 33 bones of the spinal column, which eventually led to godhood. Excuse me for presenting this highest knowledge as helpless as I do. I'm a Lanu. I'm a student. How far can I go? When you reach a heavenly world, which is also transient, then maybe in your Christ body Dharmakaya, why do you use? I want to ask you something. Why do you use a prime minister, Sushila Karki, in order to reach some new things in Nepal? I tell you something. Any goal that you used in this insane world, ruled by insane people, can only lead you to new suffering and to new incarnations. Don't hope for a better government, for a better this or that. You don't belong here. You don't belong into this insane asylum ruled by insane people. You don't belong here. You belong where you came from. Nirvana. The end of suffering. Why then are we here? In order to learn that. Let's see if there are any of you who understand what I'm saying. Anu Kevin said, why do I speak and write in English? No, neocortex. Because the world belongs also, there are also many English speaking people in the world. Book of Light is not limited to this and that. There are also English people in the world. And the Book of Light was dictated in English, then translated in German. To me, from Elke Straube. It was dictated to me when I was in Los Angeles. I lived 10 years in Los Angeles. How can we successfully not hope for a new ruler, for a new prime minister? No. For a possibility to get out of this insane world by soul breath meditation. It is explained here. Because to see, in soul breath meditation, you can detach from one layer after the other until you have reached nirvana. It's the 9 contemplative visions. And if you want to know the truth about Gautama Buddha, he says, it is thus Ananda, before my complete awakening, when I was not yet fully awakened, but only indulged in awakening, enjoying the different states of bliss during meditation, believing them to be it, I too, says the great Buddha, cherish like others may the idea the state beyond sensual pleasures is something good, solitude and seclusion are something good. But my mind was not yet elevated to the thought of the state beyond sensual pleasures. And this is the honesty of the great Gautama Buddha, that he admitted that he too had to struggle. He too had a guru who led him to the light worlds, but he wanted more. Then Ananda, the thought occurred to me, what is the reason? What is the cause? That my mind is not elevated by the thought of a state beyond sensual pleasures. And so he describes here in this book, he describes his descent or a rise as you want to nirvana. Why was it possible with the Buddha in one life? Because he had already many lives of, he was even Brahma. He was even Brahma in one of his existence. He was Brahma. Brihi, the expander. And there are many contemplative visions. I only read part of this to you. Here. This is the moment when Gautama Buddha reached nirvana. Listen. Buddha rejoices. Wait a minute. The ninth contemplative vision. Nivasanya Vedaita Nirodha. The abolition of perception and sensation. After that time, Ananda, my mind was elevated whenever I thought of the abolition of perception and sensation. It was calmed by it. And so, Ananda, after completely overcoming the realm of neither perception nor non-perception, I attained, after that time, at will and without trouble or effort, the abolition of perception and sensation, and I abide herein. And after I wisely cognized all this, the influences of the world of appearances came to an end. Dear friends, don't believe in some new worldly ruler. Let yourself be guided by the divine message from the true God. Put that on top. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, my God, my God. Oh my God, my God, my God. So, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Glory to the Book of Light. Book of books, savior of mankind. Glory, 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 of course. Clearly. Because I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you, my dear Lanús. Dear Nepalese, this is the Book of Light and the German translations and the English and German summary in one little book. This is the Book of Light. Now, let me tell you something. This book is about $3,000. $3,000. I sold already 64 books. Now you may say, oh, now I got a lot of money. I'm not permitted to take money from it. I don't take money from my books. I think I am the only author in the world that doesn't take money from his books. Translated by Elke Straube, this book, into 15 parts, so to speak. Just got 4 new orders for this big book, handwritten in English. But I dare to say Even if you don't have that book, it suffices this little book. Let this rule in Nepal. This book. Don't go for worldly leaders. They cause you only new suffering. Thou sufferest because thou willest. For everything that thou canst even will, thus as object of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, yea, even the organs of this willing in their innermost nature are transitory. Hence, do what thou wilt, always inevitably perish. Perish, perish, perish. You know what is perish? This body was once young and strong. Once. Our so glorified civilization. You look for goals in Nepal, in the world, you will be disappointed. You will disappoint, and no prime minister, no this or nothing. They will become all, either they will fall for corruption or they will fail because they have no divine guidance. They have no divine guidance, dear friends. Our so glorified civilization is nothing but a refinement of the love of pleasure, for the satisfaction of which men do not shrink even from the most brutal measures. Brutal measures. And this little book tells you how you should live, what you should eat, how you should, well, but just by telling you that without you really studying that won't help. Won't help. Look. An angel uh, came and sent a message. I will give you the link. Deva. I will give you the link. Deva the message. There you go. There you go. Itti maya shrutam satyam nasti paradharma. So let's see if that works. Well, that's not yet it. Sure, sure. Yeah, that's right. Deva, an angel will come as he already came, and that angel has a message for you. He has a message for you. Listen to the message of Deva. A little book will rule and lead us, the entire world, to the greatest knowledge ever have been dictated to mankind. The book of light, book of books, savior of mankind. We need a redirection of thinking and of values. Because right now the world is in an insane state of corruption, perversion, Satanism, adrenochromism. Those who rule us are, with few exceptions, the greatest monsters and perverts that you can imagine. This is why we needed a pure teaching, not another person put it up there. Thank you, jemand. And Brahma, Buddha was Brahma in his past lives also, sometimes. But Brahma itself of now is an error, and Buddha taught him. Because Brahma thought, or the beings that followed Brahma thought, this is Brahma, great Brahma, the conqueror, the unconquered, the all-seeing, all-powerful Lord, maker, creator, ruler, appointer, order, father of all that hath been and shall be. How so? We have seen that he was here first, and that we arose after him. Dear friends, I cannot really go too deep into that. And let me also say something to Buddha Gosa. How did it happen that the doctrine of the Buddha disappeared entirely from India between 800 and 1000 AD? How? How did it happen that Buddhism of today has become so distorted, a magnifying mirror of the faults of Catholicism? The Dalai Lama, how does it come that you follow a guru like the Dalai Lama who has little boys sucking his tongue? Wait a moment. You don't believe it? A pervert, another human being that you. And he apologized now because he said to the boy, suck my tongue. What is this guy doing when the camera is not running? What? When the camera is not running. Wait a moment. I have to say that. Little boy sucks the tongue of Dalai Lama. Here. So you have a pervert as a guru? What is he doing when the camera is not running? These people are, but we need more of these perverts. These people are our teacher. We need more and more now. Am I contradicting myself? We need more and more worldly teachers in order to understand what we don't, that we should not have them. We need more corruption. We need no. Look at Gaza. Look, most wars on earth are religious wars. We need a unifying knowledge, divine message from the true God. Give you the link to the book. Moment. I don't take money from my books. Don't think that for a moment. I don't. A nice link. Of course, Amazon is possible too. It's everywhere. Divine message from true God, Christian Anders. Even KI has mentioned it now. Look at that. Oh, there's a long link. Is it too long? Natalia. But you can also just type divine message from true God. Here. Here it is. For instance, it's all over the net. Maybe that too is a kind of revolution over the internet. It's in German and English. Boom. There it is. There it is. Or you just Google divine message from the true God. Am I boring? I know I'm boring. I know. What can I do? Hey, I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to do that, believe me. But I can see I promised it. I was homeless in Los Angeles. And I promised it to do it, and immediately everything exploded. I had my own penthouse, my own show. I played theater in Hollywood. The man who created AIDS. Let me just correct this here. Or if you, excuse me. This is what the March-on says to me sometimes. Fool anew, don't talk too much. So we have now, as if you have questions, and I will answer them. The era of Buddhaghosa. This man had a bad karma. He was bad karma. We have to go back in time to Buddha's death in 483 BC. After Buddha's death, and he, by the way, said to Ananda, 500 years my message will remain. And then this is why we are here again. It survived in 3 Pitakas, Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. 3 baskets, Tipitaka. But after Buddha's death, a new explanation appeared, namely commentary to the doctrine of the Buddha. Boing. Commentary. Well, this was the karma of the teaching. These commentaries claim to represent the point of view of the first 3 councils after Buddha's death, but they were written in Pali under the name of explanation of the sense, Atakata, by elder monks, by Thera. See, Hinayana, the worst that happens was the Theras, Theravada. It was brought in 245 by monk Mahinda, son of King Asoka. And the oral Tipitaka, for good reasons, called Ma Atakata, a great explanation of the sense, the 3 baskets containing the doctrine of the Buddha were first recorded in writings in Tipitaka. And about 500 AD, the monk Buddhaghosa had moved from India to Ceylon, discovered the Maha Atakata, containing the original teachings on the Buddha, in 3 baskets, and translated its essential parts back into Pali with the addition of his own interpretation. And they caused temporary fall of the teaching of the Buddha between 800 and 1000 AD. It's proven here, the correctness of the statement. Majjhima Nikaya 77, and so forth and so on. You see, dear friends, the Book of Light, the Buddha taught that too. In Hinayana, or let's say to some of his elusive monks. But basically, his teaching was generally detached from what you're not. Let go. You can only let go that which you're not, anatta. There you go. There you go. Now let's see if I can answer here some questions. Are there questions of you, my dear friends? They're mostly German friends here. Is there anything you want to know? You can ask. You can ask the question also in German, but I will translate the question and answer it in English. Do you have a question? Hi, my dear X and X. Augusto Schinzel, which is my other name. My artist name is Christian Anders Lundu. Is there a question you have? If there is one question concerning origin and purpose of man and universe that I cannot answer, I rip the book apart in front of you. In front of you. If there's one question I can't answer, now is the test. Let me see. Test me. This is highest teaching in the entire world. Let me see if I can. Oh my God! In my age, I must go up by the other one. Now this is German. See here. No, let's see. Wo des Lichts? Oh well. I tell you something else. This is much too early. This entire teaching I said to the Chohan who dictated it to me in LA is much too early. He said, be quiet and write. Because we live in an insane world ruled by insane people. And you in Nepal have the chance to exactly golden Rolls Royce. Yeah, everything. Oh, thank you, Lanu Kevin. Lanu Kevin says, you are not boring at all. You have a great work to do. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to. But that's how it happened. That's how it happened with chemistry. Huh? Who of you is a Christian or a Muslim? Let's say if they dare to be here, we love them all. Who of you is a Christian? Because I'm talking here about the true God. Message from the true God. Now, every religion says, my God is the true God. Let's test it. Let's see if I can pass that test, me saying that this is the true God. Let's see. Jemand asked, what is the divine pause? Wonderful, wonderful. I mentioned it already, but just shortly. Let me see. Which happens during soul breath meditation. Well, I know it by heart. I wrote it. It was dictated to me. Well, the divine pause. When you sit there, by the way, or when you lay in bed and let everything go, just lay there and observe how it breathes you. Because you're not really breathing. You force your rhythm during the day. But when you lay there, you will see it inhales, it exhales. And you will see that between exhaling and inhaling, there's a pause. Don't force it. Just observe it. And you will see the pause will become bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't force it. You may have problems. Just observe. This is what many people don't understand. In meditation, you have to do nothing. And all those wannabe meditation gurus here, they say, do this, do that, here. Nothing. Want nothing and you will have, want nothing transient and you will have everything true immortality. By wanting nothing, I mean just observe the breath. And the pause between exhaling and inhaling becomes always bigger and bigger and bigger. And Losuk Babuskas, what is outside of the universe? Nirvana. The universe is the world of appearances, all emanated from the ground, Mula Prakriti, from the nirvanic source, into Mula Prakriti, into matter, and the forms appeared. Though we have two situations, the world of appearance, be it this, be it an invisible, be it on the moon, be it on Mars, be it what, who cares where? It's all transient. And we have the world beyond the world of appearances, and that is nirvana. This is where no time passes, true immortality. Learning Sanskrit is not easy. We teach Sanskrit here. Wait a minute. Oh, God, oh, God. Oh, wait. Oh, no, yes. Yes, no. Oh, why? This. Look here. Sanskrit. And it says here in German, and here, you are God. We have in the Book of Light certain situations or realms where we can say God by meaning the highest. You are a God in the making. And you come from another God, which is the source. Timeless, eternal source. And you left the source. You fell into Mula Prakriti. You surrounded yourself with a form according to your desire, to your karma. Karma, not karma, karma. To your trishna. This book, Die Weltformel, the formula of the world. There are many books. They're all spread from this one. And of course, it is difficult to answer questions to somebody who has not a little bit of that knowledge at least. It's very helpful to have at least some knowledge, some. Divine comes also from div, to shine. It depends on what, like the word God, jemand. It depends to what for what you use it. You can also say when you have become true God, detached from everything, then you are divine. You can also say nirvana is God in the sense of that it is the highest realm. You can also say, the Buddhists say Brahman is God. Why? He appears, it's the first appearance here in this world of appearances, the first power, Atman. But it's transient. It comes and goes, it comes and goes, it comes and goes. If you ask me, I should not even talk too much about myself. The only thing that interests me is that which is not changing. Not changing. And this is nirvana. Satyan Vedeta Nirodha. This is the abolition of perception and sensation. And jemand says God is love. Can you then define what you mean by love? Since we are here defining, define to me in 3 words what is love. The apotheosis of mankind. Jemand, what is love? Because everybody says God is love. Oh, what love? Define love to me. Love backwards is evil, which is interesting. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Yeah. When you read the Bible and the Quran and you see what things happen in these books, I mean, the Bible in America is on the index as a pornographic scripture. Basically, it should not be taught. And this is why the time has come that we say, don't ask who am I, ask who am I not. Because that question, who am I not, can be answered better. Whatever you are aware of arising and passing away, that you are not. Like right now, I have no t-shirt. Oh, so then I am the body? No, I'm also not the body. The body is anatta too. Anatta. Because it arises and passes away. And soon it will be a stinking corpse. Let's say it as it is. Jemand said, we are children of God, of good. Of good or of God? I asked you, what is love? You didn't answer me. You tried to spread your thing, but who of you believes in a creator? Yeah, but please, you say love is God. Define that, please. What do you mean by love? You mean where was God in where was God in Auschwitz during during Hitler? Where was Jesus? Where was God in Auschwitz? Since your God is love, where was God in Auschwitz? I have Jewish friends who say they abandoned their religion because their parents died in Auschwitz, and the parents did nothing. Where was God in Auschwitz? If God is love, you tell me. You see, a very shaky theory that jemand has. That's right, jemand. I'm not God, I'm a God in the making. And I ask you, where was God in Auschwitz? Where's God? 15,000 children die each day, starved to death on earth. Where's your God? Where's the love of your God? Duality of things, it says. Exactly. Wherever there's duality, there's suffering. See, and this is where the discussion mainly ends. When you ask a Christian and Muslim, is God all-knowing? They say yes. Okay, I say. Did God know that Adam and Eve would fall out of paradise before he even created them? Yes. Well, then he is responsible. We can stop the debate there. It's the power of this is the power of knowledge, dear friends. The power of knowledge. And Lanu Kevin says it's rightful to jemand. He says God is the absence of all desire. Love, that the love of jemand, I would add, is a situation like hate. Remove the bad and the good will disappear. There's only cause and effect, and that's what it is. If God is love, why does God not help the 15,000 children who die each day who starve each day to death? Why not? See what I mean? Actually, Bible and Quran insult God. And I'll tell you why. Because they teach there is an all-knowing God who knows past, present, and future. Otherwise, he wouldn't be all-knowing. Good. Now, this God created a world of whom he knew that it will turn into this insane asylum? Oh. Falke says there is good and evil, and both has their cause. Sure. The desire, Trishna, the desire to be this or that or here or there. And that made us leave the source, nirvanic source, fall into mula prakriti, into matter, and attain the forms. The entire world with everything in it is nothing but the result of desire of all beings. I always say the best would be that the entire world disappears. But not those who have no more desire, but they are liberated, they are free, they are, you know what I mean? Okay. This is where are the Christians? Where are those who believe in a God when you need them? Interesting. The name of the moon in Chaldean is Sin. S-I-N. Did you know that? The Chaldean name for the moon was Sin. And at full moon, the criminality on earth is the highest, the criminal rate. So, interesting. Laya energy. The powers of darkness are shaking in nervousness and fear. Why? More and more people discover that everything on earth and even in heaven is dissatisfying. More and more people are turning away from all earthly and heavenly pleasures and desires in search for real happiness. More and more people discover that the truth is letting go of all earthly, even heavenly pleasures. That is why the powers of darkness, misinformation and entertainment media, politics, education, banking, art, science, religion are panicking because they're afraid of that book and of the book of light. They are afraid of losing the sheeple, so they come up with more and more technology to titillate their senses, to direct the attention outwards, away from the self to the non-self, to anatta. But in the end, they will lose. Soon everything on earth, in heaven and in hell, shall know that there is hope. There is a way out from mortality into immortality, beyond the pleasures of the senses, beyond even the highest heavens, detached from body, emotion, mind, soul, and spirit, until the truth remains higher than any always transient heaven of religion. And that truth is nirvana, the end of suffering. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you for your patience, for your maybe you spread this teaching to Nepal. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, yeah.